Sneaky, the snake who likes to bite. I know, isn't that scary? But don't worry, he's up here with me today. And what Sneaky likes to do, he was telling me this week earlier that about some of his snake friends, some of the ones that were famous throughout history. He told me about probably the most famous snake in history, and that one can be found in the Garden of Eden, actually. Did you know that? You remember the snake in the Garden of Eden? If not, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So Sneaky's friend that was in the Garden of Eden was in a tree called the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil. Now, you know, what was special about the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil, you know?
It made you know between good and evil.
Yeah, it could let you know the difference between good and evil. There was something else about it. What was it?
It's sinful.
It was the only tree that God told Adam and Eve not to eat from, huh? Yeah. But you know what Sneaky told me about his friend? His friend told Adam and Eve that they were allowed to eat from it. Yeah, I know. Isn't that wild? God said, don't eat from this tree, and his friend said, you can eat from this tree. In fact, he said, this tree will make you smarter. It will make you like God. That probably wasn't a good idea to tell them that, was it? And it brought all sorts of problems. After they ate from that tree, it brought death into the world. It brought suffering to the world. You know where thorns and where thorns come from? Like you find on plants? Where do they come from? They come from the fact that Adam and Eve ate from that tree. It says that then thorns grew from everything. So all of the problems of the world came because they ate from this tree. In that scripture verse, it says, you should not bear false testimony against your neighbor. What we call it lots of times is thou shalt not lie. You should not tell lies. And what Sneaky's friend did is he told a lie. Now, if I were to take Sneaky, the snake who likes to bite, and say, hey, this is my friend Sneaky. He's the snake who does not like to bite. And I gave him to you. And let's say he started biting you guys. That probably wouldn't be very nice, would it? Yeah, it would cause all sorts of problems for us to be biting you. And I told you that he didn't bite. So it caused harm to people. So we don't want to tell people things that aren't true because they have consequences and they can end up harming a lot of people. Hold on, Sneaky's saying something. He said he doesn't like to bite. That's weird. He said he's not even a snake. He's a stuffed, he doesn't even talk. What? Okay, well, that concludes the children's lesson for this morning.